All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTV World, you watching World this morning alongside Shahzad Hassan Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that everybody's doing wonderfully well. And in the middle, where we actually went out towards a short break, this is just a small thing which I wanted to talk about. And that is that we do say that health is wealth, but we really do not kind of reflect on this very saying. And there's a reason for that as well, that over here in Pakistan, nobody has this habit of going to the doctor after every 6 months or a year time and getting themselves tested. So majority of the time, God forbid, if there's an ailment or if somebody's ill, you know, we get to the point where, God forbid, the doctor's like, aapko der ho gayi hai. So I don't think that anybody would want to go to that point where the doctor's going to be like, hey, you know what, you're literally late. And we really do not have this culture over here. But I think that everything's going to change in the coming days as well, because during a pandemic, as I said, that it's blessing in disguise. Imagine that there were smart lockdowns in place and nobody could go to the doctor. God forbid, I think for people who were actually suffering from corona as well, you know, they shouldn't be going to the doctor anyways. But what do you think that they should be doing? You know, they will obviously call somebody whom they know is a doctor and be like, hey, you know what, would you suggest something for me as well? And, you know, people weren't really taking all the precautions as well. They weren't wearing their masks, so putting doctors at risk of getting COVID as well. So I think either way, it wasn't really a great scenario for everybody. But now when we talk about the digital landscape of health, I think we really need to talk about it as well, because there was no digital health association. You know, people were not really sure about, you know, talking to the doctors over the phone or Zoom meetings for that matter as well. And the culture was here already, and people are doing it all over the world as well. And we have shared examples from US, and that gentleman was over here in Pakistan as well. But imagine that somebody who was working for such an organization, that they were giving online solutions, or probably they were making sure that they're going to be doctors online and that you're going to be in conversation. Now imagine somewhere in interior Sindh or Balochistan or places which are very remote, where people really do not get their hands on to good doctors. Imagine, what do you think they're going to do? First things, obviously, this is something which I am thinking, that whether interior Sindh or, you know, somewhere remote areas will have 4G internet or 3G internet for that matter, so that they can actually be in conversation with the doctor, that's a different story. We'll come down to that. But having that solution already, so that whenever somebody needs them, you know, there's a doctor who's going to talk to them, be right face to face. He might not be able to touch you, I don't know, we'll talk about it, but we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by people who came up with their own idea, and it's known as Hayaat.pk, ladies and gentlemen. We're lucky who are actually giving online solutions, medical solutions as well. You know, you get to see your doctor, you get to get free medicines. There's a lot of stuff. We need to talk about it as well. But first of all, we need to congratulate the CEO and co-founder of Hayaat.pk. He happens to be Dr. Asfar Malik Sahab. Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Good morning.
Jazakallah, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
How do you feel about yourself today?
I feel great, sir. My career started 2 years back as a head of telehealth,
Yes.
but then we were able, this year we were able to muster up a most professional team and the best advisory board.
Yeah.
And we were able to, you know, build up this Hayaat.pk, which is a digital health startup. And it is providing a complete end-to-end digital health solutions in Pakistan.
Wow, that's wonderful as well. And since Dr. Saab himself mentioned that, you know, we were lucky to get our hands onto the best people. So ladies and gentlemen, moving on to one of his best men as well. He happens to be an entrepreneur and a technology investor as well. There are a lot of other things he does as well, which I've thought that I can remember, but I don't think that I can do justice with it. So ladies and gentlemen, we're lucky that we've actually been joined by Waqas Khan Patafi Sahab as well. Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Walaikum salam. Thank you so much for first of all having me here.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's my pleasure to, this is my first time on television, by the way.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. And sir, did you ever, you know, after doing so much work for people and community and, you know, being a part of such an amazing initiative, did you ever come across this thought that you will be on my show?
Yeah.
Well, jokes apart, but Dr. Saab, very quickly, we want people to know what Hayaat.pk is, and is it just for people in Pakistan because it says Hayaat.pk, or is it for everybody all over the world?
No, sir, it's for Pakistan. We started the operations in the first quarter of this year.
Okay.
And as I said, it is a complete digital health ecosystem, and starting from online walk-in doctor appointment booking,
Okay.
online pharmacy, online lab, telehealth, and home medical services.
Wow.
So a brief description of these subcategories is that the patients can book a physical appointment online from Hayaat portal and
Okay.
app, And
With
as
any doctor anywhere in Pakistan.
which have done our the contract with us,
Okay.
or which are on our panel. So we are expanding it every day. Right now we have more than 400 plus doctors.
Wow,
so
wonderful.
our network is pretty diverse.
Wow, amazing.
Yes. And as the name says, online pharmacy, the patient can just book any medicine from their computer, from their app or portal, Hayat portal, and the medicine would be delivered at their doorstep within 3 or 4 hours. That's
Wow.
the turnaround.
Within 3 or 4 hours,
Yeah,
wherever you are in Pakistan.
in selected metropolitan cities it is there, but
so
we
Karachi,
plan.
Lahore, Islamabad,
We
Peshawar.
have right now we are in Lahore and we are starting our operations in Islamabad and Karachi.
Wow.
But it's a good question. We intend to diversify our services pan Pakistan via courier services.
Okay.
So that's basically the need, that in far-flung areas there is scarcity of quality medicines, authentic medicines. So we have a mechanism where at a certain threshold we'll waive off the courier fee, which is not much, but either ways we'll waive it off and the medicine will land via courier in any region of Pakistan, far-flung area, wherever there is courier service.
I think if somebody needs medicine, 3 to 4 hours is fine. Anybody could wait, but through courier, I think it's going to take a little longer.
It has a different market for chronic medications. If somebody is taking monthly medications for blood pressure and for sugar or for any other disease, then if it is not an emergency medicine, then the courier is fine. It will be delivered at a day's notice within
Wonderful.
24 hours.
Wonderful. And I'm going to come back to you. You have to stay with this point, this last point, and we're going to build up on this as well. But Waqas bhai, where do you come in?
Yeah, actually, my background is from tech entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
So like almost 22 years in software services and all these kind of things.
And you happen to hold a title of such sort as well. Would you
I'm
mind
actually
sharing?
like executive council Pasha, which is Pakistan Software Houses Association. So I'm actually executive council member of that as well. I am also co-chairman of IT committee of Lahore Chamber.
Wow.
So I started from, actually I'm from Multan, so Saraiki speaking.
Sir,
I
bilkul,
then
bilkul.
like,
Ek,
you
do,
know,
tre, char, panch, chhe, sat, aat, nau, da.
Sara ko jande. So that's where I started from, and from there, like, just getting into entrepreneurship has been quite a journey. So like, that's where like we connected Dr. Saab, and invested into the Hayaat.pk, this website as well as the solutions. So I believe Pakistan has a big potential. This software industry is the only industry which has in spite of pandemic has actually grown 40%.
Quite a lot.
It's a revenue. We have crossed $2 billion and we are growing. And Pakistan is a big youth, supplier, so skilled, programs. 25,000 software engineers are being produced every year by Pakistani universities. So this is a big potential.
Exactly.
Software industry, all of these guys are growing big time,
And it's wonderful as well, and I think it's the way forward also for people who are out there as well, because this is the kind of conversation I was having with my friends as well, that if at this point of time we're not going to invest into softwares and technologies, I don't think that we'll be the future millionaires or billionaires for that matter as well. So I think everybody's doing that, and it's good to equip yourself with such knowledge and skill set as well. Dr. Saab, coming back to the same point, now over here in Pakistan, I think one of the most or one of the challenging problems is, number one, that you really want, there's a few number of doctors who are actually well known, well reputed as well, and people just want to go to them, number one. I'm not saying that the doctors are not competent enough, all the other doctors, but it's just that it's a name and it's a brand, and that's what people want. So first of all, how Hayaat.pk is looking into it as well, because people want the best services and from the best people as well. Number two, people over here are so habitual of going to different medical shops as well and asking for Lexotanil and all of those other medicines, which God forbid, if taken in excess, can be very dangerous for anybody. So giving medicines online, you never know who's actually ordering. May it be a kid probably out there as well, and impersonating as an adult, asking for things which can really lead to disastrous results. So how is Hayaat.pk keeping a check on that?
Yes, I would like to start with a bit of journey how we started Hayat, because like Waqas said, that we were able, in the last 2 quarters, we were able to develop a very good team, both a professional team and the best advisory and investors team. Like investors like Waqas, who has experience of Silicon Valley and abroad markets. So we were able to develop such a investor and professional team ecosystem which would understand the depth of digital health landscape in Pakistan.
Okay.
So that was the reason we set up Hayat actually, because first we nurtured and accumulated the best possible team.
Yeah, because last year when you were here, you were representing another company. Now you're representing your own.
Yes,
Alhamdulillah.
last year I was
You
head
can
of
thank me
tele.
later. It's perfectly all right.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure coming on your channel, and it's a great milestone achievement for me also to be able to co-found a company with the most professional investors who understand the depth of digital, prosperity in Pakistan and the vision which they have.
Exactly.
So we have wonderful investors who are actually have the vision of digital landscape in Pakistan.
Wonderful.
Coming back to your question, like when you call of telehealth, one of the unique feature of Hayaat.pk is that we are providing telehealth consultation via simple WhatsApp audio video solutions.
Yeah.
The reason for this is that reference to my last few years in the digital health ecosystem, I realized that majority of people of Pakistan, be it doctors, even or patients, they are not well versed or so adept with the use of a telehealth app.
Okay.
And actually downloading an app and using it, even by educated, masses in Pakistan, is still a challenge.
It is.
And finding a place in your smartphone to actually download the app and retain it is also a challenge.
True.
So it came to us as an observation that all the people in Pakistan from all literacy levels, they are quite adept in WhatsApp use.
Yeah.
So we thought of this idea and we developed a product where a doctor and a patient can simply communicate via WhatsApp communication, and that's how it's doing great success in this way.
Well, it's wonderful. So let's get into the detail of it. So what's going to happen? So for example, I log on to Hayaat.pk and God forbid I don't feel fine and I want to probably be in conversation with the doctor. So I book an appointment online first and then I'm going to get a call, or am I supposed to call the doctor by myself?
All right.
So how does it work?
It's a good question, sir. Actually, Hayaat is a complete digital health ecosystem. So let's start with the patient journey. If patient actually wants to see a doctor at his clinic, he will book an online physical appointment.
Okay,
So that's the journey done. Now the second stage is he wants a telehealth consultation. Even that he has two options, either to go into our telehealth software and book an appointment, and second is to just to use WhatsApp. Once the payment method is expedited via simple payment method procedures, be it any e-wallet or any IBFT, once that is expedited, then our agent will inform the doctor to give an audio video call to that particular patient.
Okay.
And the second problem that is solved via this way, and again my past experience helped me to figure out this problem, is the low connectivity issue in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So when you are expediting a telehealth call via app, once the net goes, the call gets disconnected.
Exactly.
And the patient has to re-repeat the payment method. But in a WhatsApp call, if the call gets DC, it's quite simple. You just relaunch the call and the call gets
Exactly. And I think it's more important as well because, what happens is that, WhatsApp calls come down to a point where it's like connecting again. So whatever the doctor was saying, probably you might have heard it wrong as well. You want to confirm it, yeah.
I also want to add one thing here. Our main slogan is actually healthier Pakistan, I mean, we all know like there is a population and then we have limitation in our health provider infrastructure as well, Dr. Saab can possibly explain a little bit more about the kind of deficit between what we have and what we need,
Yes.
So healthier Pakistan slogan is because we want to provide health to the masses, and that's going to be possible in this near future through health tech.
Exactly.
So telehealth software e-pharmacy, e-lab and all these kind of things are very, very amazing opportunity for us to narrow down that gap.
Exactly.
I would like to, please
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so that actually allows us to go and provide everything not just to far-flung areas, but also to anybody who is sitting at home.
Wow, wonderful.
The doctor-patient ratio in Pakistan is 0.9, and according to WHO, it should be 2.5 per 1,000 patients.
What do we mean by 0.9?
I mean,
we
less
do
than
not have
one,
a complete doctor for
less than one doctor per 1,000 people.
Less than one doctor.
Yes, less.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to comprehend. What is less than one doctor? Okay.
So it should be 2.5 for 1,000 people. So like what Vikas was saying, I would add from that we have scarcity of doctors, and via telehealth we would be able to address this shortage of doctors to far-flung areas. But here I would like to add that via Hayaat we are also addressing another avenue, which is the machine learning and natural language processing. It's like sort of a Babylon of Pakistan, where the patient would first be able to communicate via bot where we would describe their symptoms. Like these days there is a corona bot in various popular apps.
Yeah.
People put their symptoms and the bot advises them if they have the possibility of corona, do they need admission, and so on. So we are working on such a software, and we would be able to soon add that in our Hayaat app and Hayaat portal, where patients actually initial encounter would be free of charge.
Okay.
Patients could narrate their symptoms, they could interact with the bot, and the bot via natural language process will continue learning from that
and
data.
it's going to pick up, that's how the algorithm is going to be.
Yes,
going
the
to
algorithm is going to pick up, and naturally it will going to mature with the time.
Wow.
And a stage comes when a doctor has to intervene. That answer of a doctor or that intervention of a doctor will also add to the data. Wow. So the next time the bot will not stop there. That doctor advice will be added in that bot, and machine learning will continue to advise the patient in the further journey.
So it's basically like when you have regular checkups and you go to the doctors, then the hospitals have a file system as well. So they're going to bring in the file, they're going to check your history as well. So everything's going to be saved in it as well.
Yes, sir.
But then at the same time, the security of it matters quite a lot as well, because people are getting sick, and there might be so many problems people don't want to share with other problems.
Yeah.
But if God forbid the system gets hacked and the information is leaked?
Yeah, I mean, privacy, first of all, is very important, especially patient privacy and all these kind of things. Information security, that's why is very, very critical these days as well. So just to add, natural language processing, like, just to explain simply for the audience, you can actually write in your own language as well, like, so we are also, may it be in Urdu as well. This is what we are aiming to do, like, in Pakistan. Wow. So anybody comes with a problem and they can write in their own language, in their own way, rather than doing a keyword search, okay, like, that you do on a search engine like Google. Yeah. So that's what we want to do. About the information security part, like...
can I just stop you over here? Just wanted to add to it as well that, now apps are getting smarter as well. You can even talk to them.
Yes.
That like, hey, YouTube, can you play this song? Yes. Or Google Maps, mujhe ye rasta bata do. So are we trying to incorporate that as well?
Yes, like, so this is actually part of the same journey as well. This is called assistants, right? I mean, in this age, like, we have Siri, we have Google Assistant, like, we have Alexa, we have so many other things where you talk.
Exactly.
You talk to a device, and that device will then convert it into a query, command. And query will be like, searched upon, and an answer will be given back to you. So this is how it works, right?
And I think it's great, and it's just wonderful to be among people like you as well, who are continuously reshaping the digital landscape over here in Pakistan as well, and looking to make sure that Pakistanis are healthier out there. I think it's wonderful. But very quickly, sir, because we're short of time as well. Now, Hayaat.pk, as of now, we speak, as we speak, is it just a website, or do we have an application already? And how do people log on to it? What do people need to do? For everybody who's out there, far-flung areas, looking for a doctor. And I think once you tell people in English, tell them in Urdu as well, because I think it's going to bring them great convenience.
Great. I would start from Urdu.
Sure.
कि अगेन जो मेरा पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस था कि ऐप को डाउनलोड करना एक चैलेंज होता है, स्पेशली इन रूरल कम्युनिटी. तो हमने पोर्टल से शुरू किया है फ्रॉम दिस क्वार्टर 2021. हयात पोर्टल इज समथिंग दैट पीपल कैन जस्ट लॉग ऑन फ्रॉम द डेस्कटॉप, और इवन वो नेट कैफे में भी बैठे हैं तो वो अपने पोर्टल से हयात के पोर्टल पे रजिस्टर हों उनका फ्रॉम देयर मोबाइल नंबर एंड ईमेल, and they can log into our portal. Our app is also ready and will be functional within the next week or so. Wow. But the emphasis जो हमारा होता है कि पोर्टल एक ऐसी चीज़ है, वेब पोर्टल जो लोग मैसेज उसको ऐप से ज़्यादा जल्दी एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. But that doesn't mean we don't have an app. We are working on the app. यहाँ एक चीज़ मैं और I would like to add that we are really happy कि पाकिस्तान में अब ये इन्वेस्टर्स और इतनी ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रही है डिजिटल हेल्थ में और टेक एटमॉस्फेयर में कि वी आर रियली फाइंडिंग इट वेरी इजी फॉर अस एंड वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि वी कैन डेवलप दिस प्रोडक्ट फर्दर एंड वी कैन सर्वाइव इन दिस मार्केट, वी कैन नर्चर, एंड इवन हमारा होराइजन जो है वो सिर्फ पाकिस्तान नहीं है. हमें बहुत अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, लोग बहुत इंकरेजिंग हैं, हमारे करंट इन्वेस्टर्स आर वेरी प्रॉमिसिंग एंड वेरी विजनरी, और हम इसको मीना रीजन में भी मिडल ईस्ट एंड नॉर्थ अफ्रीका में भी इसको स्प्रेड करेंगे इंशाल्लाह.
Wow, that's wonderful, sir. Best wishes to you, to your entire team as well.
Thank you, sir.
We hope and pray that you continuously stay dedicated to reshape the digital landscape of the health arena as well. And I think it's amazing to have you guys over here. Thank you very much,
sir, for
Thank
calling
you very
us.
much, Waqas bhai, for joining us. Wonderful to be in conversation with people who, ladies and gentlemen, want to learn every single day and share it with other people, because you really do not come across people. People know, people have their own secrets as well, and they don't want to share it with other people. To be in conversation with such amazing people who have this habit of being an entrepreneur or taking initiative, I think, is one thing which everybody needs to learn from people like these as well. So please make sure that you go online, check Hayaat.pk. God forbid, I don't want anybody to be sick, but God forbid, if there's something you require, please make sure that you do check it out as well, and do write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of World This Morning. On Twitter, it's World This Morning without a G. On YouTube, you log on to PTV World, and Alhamdulillah, the most viewed show on PTV World is World This Morning. Shukr Alhamdulillah. So it was Shab-e Miraj, and then it's Friday as well. Make sure that you remember us all in your prayers. Pyari pyari si duaon mein hum sabko yaad rakhe. 1, 2, 3, good morning. Allah Hafiz. Thank you very much.